So here are three short stories. Two short, really short, one longer, about three guys, husbands and fathers, who handle things like bosses by kicking out their fiancés or wives upon finding out that they were cheating on them. And it goes to show you guys that once you find this stuff out, don't stick around, because guess what's going to happen? They're going to do it again. And these guys obviously know what they're doing. And by the way, guys, if you like when I do these combos of short stories all one video, let me know in the comment section. A few of you have, but let me know also, and I'll keep it up. The first one is titled, I Just Kicked My Fiancé Out. And shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending this in. It says here, so, I've been engaged for 3 years with my partner. Smack! Stop calling them partners, for heaven's sake. She's 30 years old, I'm 40. We had such a beautiful relationship. I never had a better friend or partner in my life. Well, you're about to find out that's not true. I've been in the hospital this last week, and my first day home, I found out that she had cheated on me with a coworker the night I went to the hospital. God. Back to the whole beautiful relationship thing, brother. She begged and groveled and promised to make it better, but I immediately kicked her out within 2 hours of finding out she was gone. Nice, man. She clearly mistaken his kindness for weakness. I'm beyond broken. She was a great stepmom to my son and the best friend I ever had, and I never felt so loved in my life. Smack! Snap out of it, dude. It was an act. You go away one night to the hospital, and she's hooking up with a coworker, and she is the best friend and best stepmom and the best. Come on, dude. I had given her everything. A beautiful home to live in, emotional financial support, a brand new Mercedes to drive, and I even flew her family from overseas to stay for a while. Smack! And that's how she thanks you. That's why she's with you, dude. That's why she's making you think it was beautiful, brother. And she family's overseas. Yeah, she's called green card. That's what she's trying to get and benefit. I married her leave with nothing, and she left with 2 suitcases. I feel like I lost everything, and well, not everything, but I lost her, and I don't know how to go on. Brother, you'll be fine. I'm sorry it happened to you, dude. I mean, he's not acting like a boss with his groveling here, being upset, but he's acting like a boss by tossing her out immediately. I know that was hard. But bro, you obviously weren't paying close enough attention. You gave too much. There's nothing wrong with giving as long as it's reciprocated in a genuine way, and there's no way it was. But the hospital? There ain't no way she loved you if she's doing that. You were just a guy to mooch off of, probably to get a green card when you married her. And then, it would have kicked you to the curb. End of story. But yeah, fiance, done. Good for him. Next one. This guy's title, My 9-year marriage is officially over. The 1-year divorce is legally easy, but the DNA results were devastating. He says, I'm 31 years old. I just finalized my divorce from my 9-year marriage. 2 years ago, my ex and I realized we had different goals, ideas, and aspirations for the future. I should have seen the signs sooner, but I was trying so hard to get the marriage together to the point of going full people pleaser. Smack! You should never be a people pleaser, guys. Doesn't mean you gotta be a jerk, but you don't be a kiss butt people pleaser. We came to that realization. I left. Half a year later, after seeing no changes from her, I hired a lawyer. My lawyer advised me to get a DNA test on our only child. Well, I wonder why that was. Lo and behold, I have a 0% match with my child. Fast forward to today, the judge approved divorce and disestablishment of paternity without even needing us to go to court. This guy thought, by the way, the kid is 2 years old when he found this out. Imagine that, finding out your kid isn't yours. Is horrible. That poor guy. And the poor kid. Everyone around me tells me I should be happy and count my blessings, and this could have been a long, tedious, and messy process. But in the end, I feel broken, lost, and don't recognize myself. I thought I was going to be sad or angry, but not even those feelings come up, just emptiness. Is that normal? Does it get better, or am I just going insane? He's not done yet. It is normal. And who can blame you for going insane? But at least the silver lining is the process went quick and smooth. It could have been way worse. He also says the child is 3. I found out right before the 2nd birthday. And he also says, wow, this blew up more than I expected. First of all, thank you all for the kind words and helped me feel validated. Here are a few quick updates and answers to questions that popped up. He says, professional help? Yes, I'm seeking professional help, but I haven't had my first session yet. Well, dude, if you think it'll be helpful, you should definitely get it. Alimony and child support. No, I'm not paying child support or alimony. Dude, that's a massive win. He says, I did pay child support while the divorce was in process, That ended last week. The ex. My ex never revealed who the real father is or why she cheated. At this stage, I just want to be as far away from her as possible. Again, thanks to everyone for the kind words and support. It really made my morning. Well, that's the positive side of Reddit here, and it does help out a lot of guys. So, in other words, he's gone, goodbye, and he doesn't have to pay child support for a kid that's not his. I feel bad for the kid because that now 3-year-old thought this was the daddy, and he thought this was his child. I mean, he was robbed and the child was robbed. So many selfish bitchesses do this to these good guys and their children and don't care. But I'm sure the guy that she's cheating on with is going to toss her like a piece of garbage, and she'll be back. And last story is a little longer. This guy says here, titled, "She swore on our son's life that nothing physical happened. I later learned she had multiple SCX multiple times." He says, "I never thought I'd be posting on here, but I honestly don't know what to do with myself right now. I'm 24, turning 25 soon. My girlfriend and I were together for almost 7 years and have a 4-year-old son together." Good God, that's a young to have a child. "Up until a few days ago, I thought she was a person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. We were talking about saving for a house, raising our son together, and building a future. A few days ago, I discovered messages between her and her male coworker." It's always the coworker. "When I first confronted her, she swore on our son's life that nothing physical happened. That is evil. And watch this. She looked me in the eye and reportedly told me it was just messages and attention. Well, that doesn't matter. That is cheating. Because I loved her and wanted to save our family, I didn't immediately leave. Smack! Should have been doing some digging. At that point, I thought I was dealing with inappropriate messages, flirting, and emotional boundaries being crossed. We even attended a couples counseling session together because I genuinely wanted to work it through. Notice he's the one that wants to work it through, not her. He just told her through his actions that she can pull this shit and she's not going to have consequences. No. Bro, trickle truth. If you're new, that's called when they give you a bunch of BS, just enough to make you happy at the time, but it's usually not the whole story. The problem was that I wasn't being given the full truth. First, it was nothing physical happened. Then it became flirting. Then it became just a kiss. Then, after more conversations and confronting both of them, she finally admitted they had SCX multiple times. What a freaking scumbag. Trickle truth. You want to work on the relationship now? No, it's over. Well, looking back, I realized we were trying to repair a relationship while I was still being lied to about what had actually happened. Welcome to the club, brother. There's a whole world of dudes like that too. I'm sorry it happened, but it's time to bail. What hurts the most is that I spent days doubting myself. My gut kept telling me that there was more to the story. Always trust your gut. But I wanted so badly to believe her. She swore on our son's life that nothing physical happened. She is evil. Good God Almighty. I attended therapy with her, slept in the same bed with her, and tried to rebuild trust based on info, and turned out not to be true. The coworker is a married man with a newborn baby. He's also an alcoholic who's reportedly been in and out of rehab. Oh, what a winner. Isn't it amazing how they always have affairs with these wonderful guys? When I confronted him at work, I could literally smell alcohol on him. Did he confront him at his work, or did they all work together? The affair itself hurts, but what hurts even more is the trickle truth. Every time I thought I finally had the full story, I found out there's even more. Every time I wanted to believe her, another lie came out. Because that's what they do. They're fucking pathological liars. Can't be with her. At least he didn't marry her. Thank God for that, you know? Over the last few days, I've cried more than I have in years. I've been packing up her belongings, finding old love notes, gifts, cards, photos, and memories from nearly 7 years together. Every box feels like I'm burying the future I thought I was going to have with her. Look, guys, 7 years is no small thing, and you go from 18 years old to 25, that's a massive chunk of his life. So I get the hurt and the pain and the loss, you know, and I'm sure he's questioning if this is my kid. He needs to DNA test that kid. But obviously can't have a future with her. But he's 25. He's young. Good God in heaven. He's 23 years younger than me. He's got plenty of life. I love this woman with everything, and I genuinely wanted to grow with her. Even after discovering the messages, I tried to understand what happened and find out a way to save the family. Smack! Dude, if there's anybody trying to save the family, it should be her. No, it's not going to work. But eventually I realized I couldn't keep moving the goalposts every time a new lie came out. I made the decision to end the relationship. Good, dude. And what I'm especially proud of is how hard it was for him to do it. It's one thing to end a relationship if you don't really care, but to do it when you really care, that shows tremendous fortitude and strength to do that. Look at the big picture. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever made in my life, but at some point I realized I have to respect myself enough to walk away. Thank you, brother. I don't think I could ever feel safe in the relationship again after everything that happened. Correct, because you won't feel safe. She'll do it again. Now we're dealing with separation, custody discussions, and trying to co-parent a 4-year-old while my entire world feels like it's collapsing. It may feel like it's collapsing now, but I promise you, in a year, 6 months, it'll be a much better place. What I'm struggling with the most is I still love her. Smack! No, you love the idea of her. I know I made the right choice. I know I deserve better than being lied to. But I still miss her, I still miss my family, and I miss what I thought we had. Right, what you thought you had, not what you had. For those who've gone through the same thing, how did you survive the first few weeks? When did the constant pain and intrusive thoughts start to calm down? How do you handle co-parenting while grieving the loss in the relationship? Did you ever get to the point where you felt normal again? And right now I feel like my future disappeared overnight, and I'm trying to figure out how to take the next step forward. Brother, you will move on, but it will be very hard. 7 years is no joke, and you shared a child together. DNA test the kid, for heaven's sake. Hopefully that child is yours. One day at a time. You spend the weekend in your room crying and letting it all out. Nobody can blame you. Order pizza, order Kentucky Fried Chicken, drink some beers, let it out, and then you start moving on. Join a gym if you don't do it already. Get the energy out. Go outside and go for a walk. Even if it's 110 degrees outside, get your ass out there and walk. You'll feel better. Put on some sunblock. Spend time with people that care about you, your friends, your family, people you can absolutely trust. One day at a time. Get everything out of your freaking future apartment or home that you're going to live in that reminds you of her. Only communicate with her about the kid, nothing more. End of story. And again, DNA test your kid, and I hope it's yours. And in time, you'll get over her. You really will, but it's going to be hard. Very, very hard. And probably when things don't work out with the guy that she wanted to be with, and I guarantee won't, she'll be back trying to change your mind. And she's going to come at you with everything she has of crying and begging and promising you she'll change. She probably will even probably try to blame you for the cheating and make you feel bad. I guarantee that's going to be one tactic if the other ones don't work. Don't fall for it. Otherwise, and don't fall for that. I want to do it for the kid. Your kid sees you in a miserable relationship, marriage, it's going to get way worse. And if you have a moment when she's trying to convince you to take her back and she sleeps with, do not sleep with her, because I guarantee it, instantly, magically, she'll get pregnant to rope you in. Don't fall for it. And in time, you'll get better. So guys, all these 3 stories are guys that have been wronged very badly, and they're all hurting, but they all did the right thing, getting rid of the freaking cheating girlfriend, fiance, or wife. You got to do that and move on. So good for them.